Turkey Day. It's just a little over a week away. Are you ready? From thawing the turkey to cooking it, storing it, there are so many things that can go wrong. If only you had a turkey expert in your corner. Well, guess what? Today you do. Carol Miller is with the Butterball Turkey Talk Line, and she is taking your questions today. Now, this is how you get your question to our Butterball expert. You text us that question, 336-379-5775. Remember, this is a text only, don't call. And what's really great about this is that it's anonymous, right? So nobody knows it's you asking the question and that you don't know what the answer is. And that's okay. You don't have to know all the answers. All right, let's take a look at the Butterball hotline from the beginning of it, because they definitely have a history. It all started back in 1981. That's when the Butterball hotline actually started, with 6 operators, and they fielded 11,000 calls that year. In 95, the Turkey Talk Line provided instant answers 24/7 online. And then in 2021, get this, they're on TikTok. That's right, they're on TikTok answering your questions. All right, so Carol, that's a long stretch of answering all kinds of questions.
It surely is. In 1981, people were dancing in their kitchens because they could get turkey information on the telephone that they didn't have to pay for. It was free, and they kept asking us that. And now we're dancing with TikTok. It's hard to believe, but we're ready to get cooking. You know, Thanksgiving is a week and a half away, and the questions are coming. And the top question has always been about thawing, but you just never know what's going to be at the end of the phone. What question's going to be?
Right.
How much turkey do I need for my 5 Great Danes? I mean, it varies.
All right, well, let's start there, because Thursday is what's called National Thawing Day. So what is National Thawing Day, and what do we need to know?
Well, we didn't need a president to declare it. We declared it ourselves here at Butterball. And we want to remind people, and most people, 7 out of 10 people buy a frozen turkey. They think they can just put it on the kitchen counter the night before. No, no, no. It gets too warm, and you don't want to do knock-knock jokes on your turkey on Thanksgiving morning. You want it ready to roast. So buy it early, thaw it easy. Just put the turkey on a tray. It takes 1 day for every 4 pounds of turkey, and you've got 3 or 4 days after that before you have to roast it. So don't procrastinate.
All right, so we definitely need to be taking our turkeys out on time. Like you said, don't be playing the knock-knock jokes on it because it's frozen. And definitely do not put it on the counter. So what is the safest way, the best way to thaw your turkey?
Right in the refrigerator. Just put it on a tray, slide it into the refrigerator 1 day, every 4 pounds. And then you can go about getting all your other things ready and finding space in the refrigerator for them. The turkey will sit in there, it's thawed safely, and then Thanksgiving morning, you're ready to go. You just unwrap the turkey and pat it down, and it's ready for the oven. You don't have to worry. Dinner will be on time.
All right, let's take a look at how Butterball is helping all of us kind of keep track of what we need to do. You guys actually have a calculator that talks about the thawing time, and it says how long to thaw. So how do we use this calculator?
Well, you put in the weight of the turkey, and then it will tell you how many days in the refrigerator. Or we also have the quicker method where you can thaw it in cold water. It'll tell you for every pound of turkey, you've got a half an hour in the water. It does take your attention because you've got to change that water every 30 minutes. So if you can do it earlier in the refrigerator, gives you a little more time to do other things rather than switching water around.
Right, and I like that the calculator is so easy that you just put in the pounds and you don't have to guess. All right, so this person says, what is the proper way to clean the turkey?
You know what? I had a lady once that said she had her flashlight, and her mother said that she had to clean out the turkey. She called us because she couldn't find anything to clean out. The Butterball turkeys are beautiful. They come ready for you to roast. There is a net in the body of the cavity. And don't forget the giblets. Lots of people do, and they think they've ruined Thanksgiving because it went through the cooking process. Don't worry about that. That's up by the neck. You could just pat the turkey dry with some paper towels. You don't even have to give it a bath. It's clean. It's fine. And then you're ready to put it in the pan on a rack and into the oven. It's really simple.
Okay, and so like you said, there's usually something in a frozen turkey in the cavity around the neck and also around the backside area, right? The breast area.
That's right.
Okay.
Right. Two places to put stuffing. If you're going to stuff the turkey, that big cavity you can put the stuffing in, and also that flap of skin, you can put a couple of cups in there. My husband hates raisins, and I put raisins in the stuffing, so the neck area is his.
All right, we are back taking your text questions in this next segment. Stick around.